Well, Rohan, you got the job done. What were your thoughts on the game?
I thought we defended really well. We set our stall out to kick Chase well and make him kick from their own half, which I think we did a pretty good job at overall. Particularly pleased with a lot of the young kids, how they defended at the back end of that game when game was on the line and there's a lot of pressure in that game, and we had a 21-year-old and two 18, 19-year-olds defending on the end of the line and coming up with important plays. So I thought defensively and overall energy I thought was good today. Would have preferred a bit better execution of some of our stuff at times to apply a bit more pressure at the end of our sets, but overall came to do a job against a very spirited and energetic team today, and we got what we needed.
2 points were the key thing, I guess. Got what you needed, as you said there. Performance lacking some polish, would that be fair to say, on attack particularly?
Yeah, I thought we created a lot of opportunities and a lot of momentum, but we didn't execute on the back of that. Lacked a bit of patience at times and a bit of precision. But it's difficult sometimes to attack against scrambling defence that's not in its sort of regular structure. But I thought, we definitely lacked some precision at the end of things, but created more than enough opportunities today.
There's so many disruptions to the team. Talked about so many young players out there. Would that be one of the reasons why you just lack that cohesion generally?
Yeah, I think each game this year we've lacked something. We haven't really put it together consistently for 80 minutes, but large portions of the game, of each game, we've had a real assertiveness to it. So, I think the young kids have come in and done a really good job in the main. So we need to drip feed them rather than all play at the same time. But that's the nature of it at the minute. We're missing 3 or 4 experienced outside backs, and the club made decisions to back the youth through. When other players left in the pre-season and early season, we decided to trust the young talent coming through and give them opportunities. So there's no better way. And on the back of that opportunity today, Riley Lum does that, and he's a kid that's come through our system. John Bastian and the team there, Tony Smith and the other Tony Smith, and Chev, even previously as academy coach, has done a terrific job with Lummy and Alfie Edgell particularly, that have featured so significantly there today under pressure. So really pleased for those kids.
Must have been the sort of debut that you'd dream of for Riley, you would think.
Yeah, he takes everything in his stride. He was telling me at the back end of last year he should have been playing. So he doesn't sort of lack confidence, but he also knew he had some work to do on his game and his body, and he's done that. I'm not surprised that he's done what he's done. He's a very talented young bloke. He's very tough. He understands the game. But it's game one. He needs to dust it off and get ready to go again. He'll likely, given Paul Momorowski's rolled his ankle today, so there'll be other opportunities for those young kids. So really proud of Lummy for fronting up and doing it the way he did today.
It was a bit nervy, tense and tight towards the back end. You must have been feeling it a bit. They put you under some pressure, didn't they?
Yeah, I felt pretty composed myself, and the shape of our defensive line was very, very sound. They were throwing a bit at us with the late offloads. Not a lot of clubs, force offloads out the back and play a bit hot like that very often. So that was a difficult thing to face at times when their big guys are, flicking it out the back and playing off the back of it. But I felt pretty confident that our D-line would hold together. We defended well today, and we have in the main through the course of the year. And the upside of being in these moments where it's close game is pretty much every game we've played has been down to the last 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever it's been. So, that's the upside. That it's not the first time we've been there.
In terms of the following from Leeds today, regrettably there was some crowd discontent, I think it's probably the right way to put it, at the end. What do you say to those fans who were expressing their disappointment at the end of the game there today?
Well, firstly, it was a great following. However many people were there. When I walked up the grandstand and looked out there, I was like, oh, that's a great support. there was a portion of discontent. I didn't really understand. I can't, haven't got the best of hearing. I think too many concerts in my younger days has blasted my hearing a little bit, but I got the gist of it post game.
Thanks, Ron. How is Paul Momorowski?
He's got a sore ankle.
Does it look like it could be anything long term?
I think most of the time. No, it doesn't look that way, but I think every ankle, knee, shoulder, those types of things are generally a scan before anyone wants to hang their hat on it too much. And I don't even really ask until they have the scan. That's the best way.
Are you confident that you've obviously mentioned the young kids that you've got covered? That's your 2, 3, 4 and 5 all on the casualty list.
Yeah, I love those young kids. I've told them over and over that I'm a big fan of them. I've done, and we've done a lot in the last couple of years to develop those kids behind the scenes, so that what Lummy comes in and does, and Alfie Edgell's never played centre in any game that he's played at training a lot to get used to that opportunity. But those kids doing that, there's a lot of work that's gone into that, and there's a lot of work that will continue to go into those kids to have them ready to fill in when they're needed. But as we saw today, they didn't just fill in; they did a good job.
Riley as last one. Do you see Riley as a winger or centre, or I think he's played a lot of fullback, hasn't he?
I remember, I spoke to the group yesterday. When I first arrived, it was only maybe a week or two after that, I went to watch the first academy game that was on at Stanningley, and I think Lummy picked up a loose ball or cleaned up a kick or something. He was playing fullback that day, and I said to John Bastian, I like the look of that kid, and then I said, but I think he might be a winger. And I think he probably is at this point in time. He has some attributes to play fullback, but I think he's a great play two carrier. He's a good kick defusal, and he's a good finisher. So good attributes of a winger. Might turn into a centre. He's a footy player. I don't think kids have to be pigeonholed too early. He's very young, and he's only just getting started, and he needs to keep his feet on the ground and get back to work.
Just with Riley on the pitch, we can obviously see his resilience, like physically. But today, did he show that the mentality is obviously going to be strong enough for him to go on to become a top player?
Yeah, as I said earlier, he's got some confidence, but it's a humble confidence as well. He's tough as nails, that kid. He's not daunted by any sort of situation. But as I said, it's game one. It'll be game one of many for that kid. But on to game two for him and get ready for that.
They're obviously encouraging signs with both sides of his game, defensively and offensively. So were you pleased with both aspects of that?
Yeah, I thought he had a good all-round wingers performance today, which is what we spoke about. He got the chance to get in the clear, and he had a few finishing opportunities which he took. But the nuts and bolts and the fundamentals of carrying the ball out of yardage and diffusing kicks and making his tackles, that's where every game has to start, and he did that particularly well.